7 beers ago. Sitting on the front stoop, wonder what we gonna do, what the world come to, who you gonna run to. A little year older and deeper in there.
Yeah. Good choice, Ozzy. Toxic Underground Live, chaoticradio.com. We are back, done paying the bills. January 5th already, man. Does it seem like only 5 days?
January 5th?
February 5th. There you go. Yeah, I was going to say, does it seem like only 5 days since New Year's? It's been a blur.
I'm like, I was sick as a dog 5 days since New Year's.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to have, now what's his name that's calling in?
Steve.
Steve's going to be calling in from GetDismissed.com. We're going to be talking about beating tickets, or at least having them beat it for you.
It's an app. You just enter your ticket information in the app, and the shit does it for you. It's awesome.
Wait, what?
You enter the information of the ticket in the app, from what I understand. Then the app does whatever it does, and a letter goes out to contest whatever it is your problem is. And I guess it's just so much legal stuff that gives them information constipation, and they finally just give up.
Information constipation.
Yes.
I like that. All right, we got a caller. Hello, you're on Toxic Underground Live.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, this is Steve Miller.
Hey,
Hello,
buddy.
Steve.
Hello, Steve.
Steve Miller. All right. Well, we were just talking about you.
How was your band?
Let me explain how I got a hold of this guy. Okay, I got a red light camera ticket, right, for making a right turn.
Right.
So you saw my photo. I'm at the stoplight, and I got my finger in my ear, and I'm looking. I'm not even looking at the road because I'm not even driving at the point, right?
Right.
And so I'm looking online how to beat, because there's got to be a way. These cameras. It goes to green to yellow for 2 seconds, and then like red automatically. Right. I have no idea how that happened or whatever. So what I did is I called up Steve from, I found him on his website, and I talked to him, and I'm like, hey, this is going to be a great topic. So we're definitely going to get some information.
Yeah, so that's GetDismissed.com.
Correct.
So, Steve,
exactly.
how are you doing tonight, buddy? Well, thanks for calling in first and foremost. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
And now, so Rob has this issue, and he said that you just have an app. The app just tell us about your website and what you guys do down there.
Yeah, let me explain it to you. First, what we do is basically help people fight traffic tickets. And the way we do it is with what's called a trial by written declaration. It's been around since 1978. It's a way to contest a ticket basically in writing through the mail without ever having to go to court. And what we did is we built a web service and a mobile application to facilitate this process and to make it simple and easy for people to fight traffic tickets, because it's a very frustrating, very time-consuming process. People just don't like dealing with it because it's time, it's money, it's going up against a police officer, not knowing what to say. Well, with our app, the GetDismissed app, or on our website, all you need to do is take a picture of your traffic ticket, take a picture of your driver's license, then you select the type of ticket you have, and it leads you through a series of questions that you answer based upon your situation, and the system automatically generates the trial by declaration documents. They're your defense documents that you print out, you sign, you mail to the court to contest your ticket.
Wow. Now, what is your background? Are you a lawyer?
No, I only play one on TV. But
fair enough.
No, I'm not an attorney. My actual background is I was a CPA about 25, 30 years ago, and then I got into the internet business shortly after that, and when the .com was booming and all these businesses, and I learned a lot about marketing and a lot about developing applications that can assist consumers. And actually, my brother got a traffic ticket. He turned over the traffic ticket and looked at your options, because they're right there. Mm-hmm. You can either go to court, you can go to traffic school, you can just pay the ticket, plead guilty, or you can do a trial by declaration. It's right there on the back of the ticket. And he was telling me about that, and I said, hey, there's got to be a business that we can, develop around this. And basically, we've been doing it for about 12 years, helping people contest tickets through trial by declarations. And it's through that knowledge that just about a year ago, we came out with the GetDismissed app.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's awesome. Now, so quick question for you. And I don't know if you know the answer to this, but these traffic camera lights. Now, I know that San Bernardino County, Riverside County have pulled them all out because they found that they were unconstitutional. They said it was unconstitutional, whatever the situation may be. Why are they still in L.A. County if that's the case?
Well, there's obviously red light cameras are all over the country. Mm-hmm. Most of those cameras are maintained and monitored by companies, most of them in Arizona, actually, Redflex and other companies. And basically, it's not that they found that these are unconstitutional. They found in some cities have gotten rid of them because they were losing more money than they were making. Now, I mean, there's a very good argument that they are unconstitutional. Mm-hmm. Because there's no prosecution. Who's seeing you do, what they're alleging you're doing? Right. So there's a lot of different angles at red light traffic tickets, but across the state of California, they're in wide use in many cities and counties. However, some counties have turned their cameras off. Those cameras still sit there. They haven't taken them down, mm-hmm. But they've turned off their cameras. For instance, you mentioned the city of San Bernardino has. There's cities down south in Vista and San Diego that have also turned off their cameras. And in LA City has turned off their cameras. However, LA County still has their cameras on. So, and this happened, for instance, LA City was the first city to turn off the cameras. It made some big news. I think it was about 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. And everybody thought that, they got a ticket through a red light camera. Oh, all the cameras are off. We don't need to deal with this. No, and a lot of people, ignored them and then got a failure to appear, $300 penalties, and a $500 ticket turned into a $800-900 ticket, and it was a mess.
I mean, that is incredible to me that if you, don't yield on a yellow on a right-hand turn and a camera catches you making that California stop, that it's $500. I mean, Jesus Christ.
But you just stopped, because I stopped and then I went. So it could be red. It doesn't matter. You could stop and then you make your right.
Yeah. Now, quick question for you, Steve. Now, in this situation with Rob, they've given him a couple pictures, one of him approaching the intersection, one of him around the corner. Can you do trial by declaration with this type of a situation?
Absolutely. There's, based on the situation, there's different ways to develop a defense to contest that ticket and hopefully get it dismissed. Because what happens, and the way it works with the trial by declaration is this. Once you complete the declaration, you submit it to the court. You can mail it in. We always suggest certified mail. That way you have a receipt that it actually was submitted to the court, or you can drop it off at the courthouse. Then they send it to the officer. Well, in this case, they have to send it to the company that took the picture, or the representative that they've hired to review that picture. Now, that person has to respond to that declaration. Mm-hmm. Then the judge looks at both sides and renders his decision. Now, many times, and whether it's a red light camera or it's a speeding ticket, a stoplight ticket, cell phone, whatever it happens to be, officers are not trained in responding in writing to declarations. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, they don't get paid extra to do that. That's just part of their job. Whereas if you go to court and contest a ticket, they're paid extra to go to court, or that representative is paid extra time and a half overtime to go to court and support the prosecution side. So you find many times that just on one fact that there's no response, that the tickets are thrown out. Now, let's say they do respond. Well, then the officer needs to look at the facts and circumstances. Were there proper signage? Do they have the proper contracts? Other things that could render that ticket invalid. And, to be honest with you, there are some judges out there that just don't agree with the red light cameras, that dismiss them just because they're red light cameras.
Yeah, I was watching some of your news footage on your website, and there's a judge who goes on the TV and he says, and I've seen this judge before, his name escapes me, and he says those things are unconstitutional.
Right.
Because a cop has to give you a ticket.
Right. It has to be seen by a human, apparently.
Right.
Yeah, and the company in Arizona, they're not cops. They're not even in the state. They're in another state giving you a ticket in California. How do you get away with that?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And whether you're violating the law or not, that camera's going off all the time taking pictures. And so they have a tremendous amount of data that they're looking through. And they do make mistakes sometimes. And there's a lot of iffy situations that they don't even issue tickets on. But with your point there is that the unconstitutional point that there's no prosecution, there's no human looking at it, that it's a machine, that's been brought into question by attorneys and been brought into question by judges, that right. It is unconstitutional because of that.
That's like the age of the robots coming to give you tickets and police in the state.
Yeah, Big Brother's truly here on every street corner.
But, and in California, you could stop at the red and then make a right. That's exactly what I did. I don't need to wait for a green light to make a right.
The only, Steve, I was telling him, the only reason if something would have went off is if there was a sign that said, do not turn right on red, correct?
Well, no, those cameras are going off all the time anyways, but if there are some intersections, obviously, like you pointed out, that are posted no right on red or no right on red between the hours of 3 and 6 or, something like that. So it's not the fact that it's just a right on red. It's the fact that at that particular time, there's no right on red and the cameras go off all the time. Then the person that's supposed to be reviewing them determines if this is a valid ticket or not.
Right. Now, with Rob's photos, to me it looks like he actually stops because it takes the pictures. His brake lights are on. He's obviously stopping or slowing. And then the next picture, he's 20 feet, 30 feet further. Do they have to have a video, or are those pictures? I mean, because if I was a judge, I'd look at that and go, well, I can't tell if he's stopping or not stopping.
Correct. And some of those cameras do take video. Some there's different types of cameras. Well, some only take stopgap type pictures, and some take full motion videos that you log in and you can review the video of that and see. Now, if he had his brake lights on and he totally stopped and it was a legal right turn, then that should not be a situation where a ticket should be issued. What? Even if it is a situation where a ticket may be issued or they're alleging that, you went through it, that doesn't mean you can't contest it anyways. We always tell people that, fight every ticket you can, let them decide whether it's going to be dismissed or not.
And Steve, I was looking up YouTube for, tickets, and you have a lot of testimonials on YouTube. And these people aren't like actors or anything. These are like real people because a lot of the video is really bad. So doing a selfie video, and you could tell, like, somebody like me, I have an editing background and filming background, so I can make a video. These ones are like authentic, real people who probably never shot a video in their life, making testimonials about your company, going, hey, they got my ticket dismissed by contesting it, and some of them got refunds after even paying the ticket.
Well, yeah, let me explain that. And yes, those videos are 100% real. We don't tell people what to say. As a matter of fact, if we told people what to say, some of the stuff that comes out of their mouth, we probably wouldn't want them to say. So, those are real videos. As far as getting your money back, the way the process works in California, when you contest a ticket with a trial by declaration, you're required by law to post your bail. That's the fine for the ticket. So let's say the fine is $500. When you send in your trial by declaration, you have to send a check for $500. You're basically guilty until proven innocent. They put that bail into their trust account. If the ticket is dismissed, they refund 100% of the bail 100% of the time. So every time the ticket is dismissed, they issue a check back to you. So it doesn't, no point, no fine once it's dismissed.
So when I use your app, right, do I have to pay that $500? Like, how does that work? So explain the app process to everybody listening.
Sure. The app is GetDismissed, GetDismissed, and it is for iOS and for Android. And when you download the app, it's a free app. It walks you straight through it. You take a picture of your ticket, take a picture of your driver's license, and then you choose your type of ticket. If it was a red light, if it was a speeding, a stop sign, cell phone, any traffic infraction, basically. We don't deal with misdemeanors or if you don't have a legal license or if you're under 18.
DUIs, that kind of thing.
What's that?
DUIs.
Yeah, no, the DUIs you cannot deal with. Those are a higher level type of ticket where you do need to go to court. You do need an attorney for that, obviously.
That's the next step, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
These are just traffic infractions. Right. So once you've completed the process, and it takes no more than 5 minutes, all that information is sent over to us, and the defense is already built based upon the answers you provide. What we do physically is we just, cross the T's and dot the I's. We make sure everything is spelled right, in your name. Make sure that the citation number is captured properly, the street names, all the relevant information we verify, and then we hit OK, and an email is sent to you saying, hey, your documents are ready, log into your account. It gives you exact instructions what to do. It basically tells you to print everything out, and the declaration can be anywhere between 5 and 20 pages, depending upon the type of ticket it is and the situation. And it's very simple. They will tell you just print it out, sign it, and date it, attach your bail check, and send it to the court. That's all you have to do. You don't have to write anything. You don't have to fill out any forms. You don't have to figure out what to say, because based upon your responses, the intelligence is all built into the application to create the proper defense for your type of ticket.
Wow. Incredible.
Basically, it's built off of about 12 years of developing defenses that it's like a matrix. It's this, then that. So based upon your answers, it pulls in the proper information and fills in the relevant facts.
Right. So 2 ways. One, you can beat the ticket by, being legitimately innocent, or you just baffle them with a bunch of paperwork, and you just try to count on the officer not wanting to deal with it because he's not getting paid or represent it, right?
Well, let me go one step further. You don't have to be innocent or not. And quite frankly, you could be guilty of it. And the fact of the matter is that just because they're alleging you did something, whether you did or not do it, sometimes isn't the deciding factor. The deciding factor could be how the prosecution responds to what you say.
Right.
How those facts are presented. And it could also be the type of judge you get. Some judges are more partial to certain type of tickets and some other types. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of different ways a ticket can be dismissed, let alone them just not responding, and it's dismissed because of that.
Yeah. Now, what do you guys find? And I answer or not, but what is your success rate? Do you have like stats for that where it's like, man, 85% of our cases get thrown out or found innocent? I mean, do you have a success rate like that, or is that something that it just?
Well, I'm going to give it to you straight, and because if anybody would give you an exact number or a range, that whatever they come up with would, for lack of a better word, just be BS, let's say, because we are not the defendant.
Right.
We are basically like a legal Zoom for traffic tickets.
Right.
So a document processing service. So the decision is sent directly to the driver.
Got it.
And we don't know what the decision is unless we hear back from them.
Oh,
now, we do hear back from a lot of people. And like I said, we've been doing this for 12 years, so I do know we do a very good job. Mm-hmm. Can I give you an exact number? No.
Yeah.
There are other people that do what we do, and I know all the different services out there, and there are some out there that will give you a percentage of 70 and 80 and 90%. Some even have a calculator on their website where you calculate, you tell them the type of ticket, and you have an 83.25% chance of getting it dismissed.
Wow.
Well,
I've seen that one.
No matter what you put in, they give you the same percentage.
Right.
And that percentage is wrong. It's not correct.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is anybody that does what we do has no way to know because the decision is sent directly to the driver. All I know is just from people we hear from, and we hear a lot more positive than negative.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I'm looking at your website, GetDismissed.com, and let's see, you have a CHP officer on there that said it works too well. I'd like to arrest the guy who invented this thing. Would that be you?
Exactly.
You're an accumulation of people, I'm sure, but yeah, that's awesome, right? They want to throw you in jail for this.
Well, the system does work very well. I actually have some friends that are CHP officers. I go to the local Starbucks here every morning, and about once or twice a week I run into a group of 4 or 5 of them there. I talk to them. They all know what I do, and they all will tell anybody the best way to contest the ticket is a trial by declaration.
Yeah, and I've actually heard that. A friend told me that I had a ticket, and he was like, yeah, trial by declaration, and I was like, well, I don't want to deal with it. And you take the I don't want to deal with it part out of it. I basically let your app, do all that. I get my paperwork back. I just mail it in, write a check, and send it to them, and hope that
the officer doesn't respond, or it's too confusing for them.
Yeah. Or that there's evidence in there that, proves me innocent.
And you could still,
exactly.
If you do get rejected, I think you could still go to court and try to fight it. Am I right, Steve?
Now, that's the beauty of a trial by declaration. It's one of the only ways in the California court system where you actually get 2 bites at the apple. Doing a trial by declaration does not eliminate your right under the law to go to court if you're found guilty, or take traffic school if you're eligible for traffic school.
Now, what does traffic school do in a case like this?
Well, traffic school changed about 2 years ago. Traffic school, when you take traffic school, you used to get your ticket dismissed. It's not dismissed anymore by traffic school. Traffic school now marks a ticket as confidential. So that ticket is on your record. Insurance companies can see it, but the description or the resolution says confidential at the end of it.
And what about the bail amount?
Oh, the bail is gone. You have to pay the bail. You don't get that back. The only way you get the bail back is if it's actually dismissed. And that's what happens when you contest a ticket with a trial by declaration or going to court. So, again, the beauty of it is if it's dismissed, great, no point on the record, bail's returned to you. If it's not dismissed, okay, you're right back where you started. You still have all your other options under the law to go to court, hire an attorney, or take traffic school.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, you know what? I really appreciate the education, man. I didn't know a lot of this, and I'll tell you what, next time, knock on wood, hopefully not too soon, if I do get a ticket, I'm going to call GetDismissed.com, or I'm going to go on and get that app. Now, you can download that, on iTunes and Android store? Free?
Yeah, it's one word, Get Dismissed, and it's on the Android Play Store or the Apple Store, the App Store, or you go straight to our website.
Nice.
There's links right there.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of information. I'm actually looking at the website now, so if you want to, if you got a ticket recently and you want to try to fight it, GetDismissed.com, man. Just give these guys a shot. Yeah, Rob is definitely going to be loading that up for...
I got the app, Steve, but I'm going to do that information tomorrow.
Nice.
That's perfect. We're happy to help you out. Yeah,
awesome.
Are you on a iPhone or an Android?
I have an Android.
Okay.
The only good smartphone.
What's that?
The only good smartphone. Hey, before we go...
I have both.
Before we go, Jaguars or Broncos?
I'm a Peyton Manning fan, and I really have no skin in the game, but I would like to see the Broncos win.
Right.
Just so Manning can retire and walk off the same way Elway did.
Nice. Well, Steve, thanks for calling in. GetDismissed.com. We appreciate that, buddy. And
definitely I'm going to keep up with you guys. I'll tell you how it's going for me, and I'm going to go through the process next weekend. I'll tell everybody what's going on with my case.
Yeah. Well, you have a great weekend. Enjoy that Super Bowl, and I'm with you on the Broncos, man. Take care, Steve. GetDismissed.com, everybody. Give it a shot. It's definitely worth it. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break. If you want to call in, it's 909-989-0789. Toxic Underground Live.
That was pretty good.